you too. Have you got the only person? Have you got your document with you, your passport? Yeah, we too. Basically, we've just come into the premises, and I think by the sounds of it, a couple of people have tried to run out the back, so they've been caught. One fella's over here, just been arrested. I think the other one is around the corner, they've been arrested. From what I understand so far, looks like we've got 3 arrests.
I'm an immigration officer. I'm arresting you because I believe it's somebody liable to immigration detention. It's because I believe you made into the country illegally. This isn't an arrest for criminal offence. Right, no, okay.
Immigration enforcement attended the premise today as we received intelligence of suspected illegal workers. This is on the back of 2 previous visits in recent times where we've attended the premises and encountered illegal workers. Both previous visits of which resulted in 2 fines, one £60,000 and one £40,000. Today we've come in on a warrant looking for a male. Upon entering the premises, several workers were seen trying to evade immigration officers. 2 arrests have been made. Of those 2 arrests, immigration checks have confirmed that they have no right to work and have current ongoing matters currently with the Home Office.
We're all for, legitimate businesses hiring, people who've got permission to work, and that's fine. But this place in particular repeatedly offends, and as I said, this is the 3rd time we've done it in 15 months, and we found illegal workers on every occasion. And this business already owes £100,000 in civil penalties, and it'll get another civil penalty tonight.
The video you just watched was immigration officers raiding residents or raiding properties like restaurants or places to see if there are illegal immigrants there. And this is quite common. Already, they are saying that they're not allowing students to come with their dependents anymore. We understand. He said that very soon, care workers can no longer bring their dependents. You've increased salary threshold. We understand. You are stopping the boats. We understand. You're sending asylum seekers to Rwanda. We understand. As if all this is not enough, now you're also saying that you're going to make things even harder and tougher for landlords and employers. Landlords who rent out to illegal immigrants and employers who recruit illegal immigrants are in tougher, more serious trouble. If you want to know the details, stay tuned. So the Home Office has now published updates to its right to work scheme and right to rent scheme. So now they have set out tougher rules for landlords that rent out places to illegal immigrants or employers that recruit illegal immigrants. And what are these tougher rules? So prior to this whole thing, if you are an employer and then you recruit an illegal immigrant, okay, somebody who does not have the rights to work in the UK, let's say you recruit somebody who's an asylum seeker, because asylum seekers are not supposed to be working, or if you recruit somebody who's on a visit visa, or if you recruit somebody who was illegal, like the person has overstayed here, does not have the right to work. Initially, if you were caught, you'll be fined £15,000, right? That's the maximum. Now, if you are caught, you'll be fined £45,000 per 1 illegal immigrant. And then that's for the first breach. That's the first time you are caught. That's how much it has been increased to. And then from £20,000 to a maximum of £60,000 per illegal worker for repeat breaches. So if you are caught the first time, initially you were supposed to be fined £15,000, but now it's been increased to £45,000 per 1 illegal worker that they find. So imagine those that employ, let's say 6 illegal workers, multiply that by 6. So for first timers, that is it. However, now you do it again and you are caught again. Now that one has been increased to £60,000 per illegal worker for repeat breaches. That's how bad it is. I mean, how much are you even paying that illegal worker for a whole year? For a whole year, you're probably even giving the person, let's say, £18,000. But now, look at this. As much as £60,000 for 1 illegal immigrant that they see at your workplace. This is going to be very tough. This is going to make employers do more serious checks because nobody has this amount of money for just that 1 illegal immigrant. So they just want this to be so tough for them, like, so that they can no longer employ illegal immigrants. And these people, they can just raid any workplace, any restaurant, any fast food. And even now, I've seen videos where they are stopping delivery men to check if they have legal permission to stay here, because they realize that loads of delivery men and all that, and they are usually illegal. So now they are stopping you on the road and checking that as well. Watch this video.
In towns and cities across the UK, these delivery drivers are everywhere. We all use them, but increasingly, the person who turns up at your door is breaking the law. We can reveal a massive surge in the number of illegal immigrants working in the delivery sector. We're with immigration enforcement officers in Brighton city centre, a joint operation with Sussex Police as they target the delivery drivers they suspect of working illegally. Police have just stopped this rider on the seafront. As they carry out checks, immigration enforcement teams hang back, out of sight, so as not to alert other drivers that they're around. This rider's documents checked out and he was cleared to go. Just round the corner, other immigration officers have stopped an Indonesian delivery driver.
But he is currently under arrest though. First of all, I need to take a photograph of him.
Checks on him indicate he is working here illegally and likely faces deportation. Just 4 years ago, immigration enforcement were only really encountering a handful of illegal immigrants working in the gig economy. Now it's vast. It is one of the key target areas for these officers. This operation is part of a major crackdown specifically targeting those exploiting the gig economy, where legitimate self-employed delivery drivers often rent out their accounts to undocumented workers.
They're undercutting legitimate employers and they're undercutting legitimate employees, both who are trying to undertake things playing by the rules. And it really is a major issue.
Immigration, can you come to the door, please?
In East London, other officers are targeting the homes of undocumented drivers.
You don't see him coming in and out. Do they have a motorbike?
The suspect here has, it seems, moved on to another address. Not uncommon, given the transitory nature of undocumented immigrants. Back in Brighton, this Brazilian rider has just been arrested after trying to escape by going the wrong way up a one-way street.
He's spotted immigration officers, we think, and he's tried to flee. The early indications are that he's working in breach of his entry conditions to the UK.
There are those who feel these riders are doing little harm, and these raids are a distraction from the trauma and tragedy unfolding all too often in the Mediterranean and in the English Channel this past weekend. But authorities say illegal working and illegal journeys are absolutely linked.
Illegal working is a major pull factor for illegal migration into the UK. If you know you're coming to the UK with a job, you're more likely to travel here illegally and also undertake potentially unsafe journeys.
The Home Office say many delivery companies are increasingly cooperating in the efforts to stop illegals exploiting their services. But they still need to do far more to check those delivering food and goods in their name are who they say they are. Mark White, GB News, Brighton.
By the way, let me say this. If you're looking for a reliable money transfer app to send money from the UK, the EU to African countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and all these other African countries, I would recommend TransferGo. TransferGo is that app that is rated the best financial app on Trustpilot.com, guys. When you send money with TransferGo, in at most 30 minutes, the person is going to get the money. When you have any issues with the transfer, they have the best customer service, honestly, and they are regulated by the UK Financial Conduct Authority. They are very genuine, okay? And TransferGo is being used by over 4 million users worldwide. If you use an Android or an iOS phone, you can always still download TransferGo and make your first transfer now. You can also generate your own referral link from the app, okay? There's a way to do that from the app, okay? Thank you, TransferGo, for sponsoring today's video. This is also another video of a car wash that had employed illegal workers, asylum seekers, and they were monitored continuously and then later confronted. This man had employed several asylum seekers, and it's illegal for asylum seekers to be working because they're already being taken care of by the government. They have accommodation, food, etc. So they're not supposed to be working, and they were working as well.
They're nearly all men, and nearly all of them are quite young men. And they cross the English Channel in dinghies. They pay criminal traffickers to bring them into the United Kingdom, and we pick them up and put them in 4-star hotels. We give them free medical care, free dental care. We give them nearly 40 quid a week, spending money, but that's not enough. No, we've known for a long time that many of these people are working illegally in the economy for cash at the same time as we're paying for them to live here. The trouble is proving these things. Well, this report from Mark White, GB News' Home and Security Editor, proves a case in Aldershot absolutely conclusively. Have a look at this.
Using the cover of a local park, we're secretly filming this car wash in the centre of Aldershot. where some of the town's residents have told us asylum seekers are working illegally.
Bikes, we got bikes! Yeah, I think this is them. I think I see the green bike.
Over recent days, those locals have filmed and photographed a group of young men as they cycle between the car wash and this hotel about a mile away. The hotel is currently closed to the public as it's now being used as asylum seeker accommodation. Filmed working at the car wash, this employee, the residents say, is one of those asylum seekers. As they claim is this young man, another who can clearly be seen cleaning the inside of cars. Along with this third man, who they also say is an asylum seeker. Here, all three are getting on their bikes at the end of a shift, before being filmed again, arriving back at the hotel.
Where have you come from?
Suddenly, two of the men decide to confront the locals who've been filming them.
All day, what do you do in the daytime? What do you do? You working? You work? You work? You have a job? No. No job?
Comparing images, the man here in the hoodie is very clearly the same man pictured working at the car wash. He is, we're told, an Iraqi national. And the other asylum seeker confronting local residents is also one of the car wash workers. As we arrived to film the car wash ourselves, both men were back at work. The man in the white cap is this man who confronted those outside the hotel. And here's the Iraqi asylum seeker with the jet washer, clearly the same man outside the hotel in the hoodie. We decided to confront them with our evidence. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can you speak to us? Can you tell us we're from GB News? Are you an asylum seeker?
Sorry, this boss.
Are you an asylum seeker?
This boss. Sorry.
You've been filmed going into the asylum seeker hotel.
I'm little speaking English.
But you're from Iraq, is that right?
Yeah.
It is currently illegal for an asylum seeker to work, as the state provides their accommodation, food, and even a small weekly allowance. Time for a chat with the manager here. So you're the manager?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that this man was an asylum seeker?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't?
No.
Did you not ask for any proof of his former
We said I'm going to bring
and
it.
his sort of immigration
He
status?
said I'm going to bring it next week.
He said that?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now, knowing that this man's an asylum seeker?
It's not allowed to work anymore, so I didn't know.
Do you know that there are other people that we've filmed here who are also asylum seekers?
I don't know about this.
Will you also be taking action to ensure that they don't employ?
Of course, straight away, immediately.
This is just one car wash in one town, but we've been told of many such instances of asylum seekers working illegally in the black economy. And clearly the Inland Revenue never sees any of the money they earn. We've passed on our evidence to the Home Office. Mark White, GB News, Aldershot.
So guys, this has become very, very difficult, and I know that some migrants are landlords as well. Let's say you are a migrant, you've bought your second house, you've rented out one, you want to help your fellow, brother from Africa, so you know that this person is an overstayer, you know very well, but you've rented out your place. Guys, if you are found, you stand the risk of being asked to pay this huge amount. So let's be careful. So this is how to avoid a civil penalty if you're an employer or if you're a landlord. So all you have to do the manual right to work checks. All citizens, whether the person is British, you have to do the checks, okay? And then you have to do the right to work check using the identity document validation technology, IDVT, via the services of an identity service provider, IDSP, British and Irish citizens. This is only for British and Irish citizens. For the other citizens of other countries, you have to do a Home Office online right to work check. If you are a landlord as well, you have to do the right to rent check, okay? So this must be carried out before the employee or the tenant commences their employment or their tenancy. So you have to do this. So guys, I want to show you quickly how to get your rights to check. So there's a way to prove your right to rent to a landlord or your right to work to an employer, okay? So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So let's go to Google and type gov.uk, prove your right to work to an employer. Okay, this is what you're going to do. If you are not a British or Irish citizen, you can get a share code. Okay, so you apply for a share code online. So you tap on that and then you do start now. Okay, so you can say, let's say I have a biometric residence card or permit. So you click on continue and then you click yes. Okay, so you input the top right details of your biometric residence permit on there. So when you put the details there, then you hit continue. And then you input your date of birth. So I'm going to put my date of birth there. So now goes on that NT. So it says here, you can work in the UK. There's no limit on how long you can stay in the UK. So that's because I have my indefinite leave to remain. So it says, you do not get this page to your employer. It does not prove of your right to work. So you have to continue. So this is the details you actually give to the employer. So there's a share code, so you can take a screenshot of it, or you can click send the code by email, and then you can forward this to your prospective employer. Or if it's the right to rent as well, you do a similar one. Okay, and I'll leave the links in the description so you can do that. Yeah, so guys, that is how to do it, and the same as the right to rent as well, so that they can have an idea. So you need your BRP, and then you need your date of birth to be able to do that. I think you can also use your passport details, I think, and then they also said you can also prove your immigration status with if you have a UKVI account. I have not tried that one yet, but if I find out how to do that, I will definitely let you know. So if you're going to rent in the UK, you probably have to get these things ready even before you go and rent. Okay, if you don't have that, be careful. So for the landlords and then the employers, this is what's going to happen. If let's say they randomly do spot checks and then they come and then they realize that some of your workers do not have the legal permission to be in the UK, what's going to happen is that the scheme is deemed to be breached if you are found to be employing or letting a property to a person who does not have the relevant immigration permission. So now you'll be giving a referral notice. So it says that you'll be served with a referral notice informing you of the details of your case that is being referred to the Home Office, and then they'll request for more information from you. They'll ask you to prove evidence if you have anything to say. Let's say you checked it, you had a share code, it was good. Let's say when the person came to stay in your property at the time they were illegal and you checked it, and let's say along the line they lost their right to stay in the UK, you are not aware. So you can send all these information to the Home Office. Okay, then the Home Office will look at all the evidences that you have brought and all the information that you have submitted, and then they'll make a decision. So if they make a decision and they think you still have to pay, and then you pay the penalty. If you object to the penalty, you can object to the penalty as well, and then you can also appeal against the penalty. But this is ridiculous. The amount of money that they're asking is ridiculous. For people that are also legal migrants, but then they'll get a space and then they'll give some rooms to the illegal immigrants as well, I think you guys also need to be very, very careful, but you can put the landlord in trouble. So basically that is that. This is a new thing. Employers and landlords are now being charged such huge fines for letting out a property to an illegal immigrant or recruiting an illegal immigrant. This is tough. All the best to the UK Home Office. Bye.